Discrimination, the unjust or prejudicial treatment of different categories of people or things, especially on the grounds of race, age, and sex. Synonyms of discrimination are prejudice, bias, favoritism, unfairness, iniquity, one-sidedness, and many more. There are four main types of discrimination under the Equality Act: direct, indirect, harassment, and victimization. Now, what are the differences? Direct discrimination occurs when a person is treated less favorably because of a protected characteristic they possess. This is ordinary direct discrimination. A protected characteristic possessed by someone who they are associated with, such as a member of their family or a friend. This is direct discrimination by association. A protected characteristic they are thought to possess regardless of whether the perception is correct or not. This is direct discrimination by perception. Indirect discrimination is usually less obvious than direct discrimination and is normally unintended. Indirect discrimination is when there is a practice, policy, or rule which applies to everyone in the same way, but it has a worse effect on some people than others. The Equality Act says it puts you at a particular disadvantage. An example may be at a minimum height requirement for a job, where height is not relevant to carry out the role. Such a requirement would likely discriminate disproportionately against women and some minority ethnic groups as they are generally shorter than men. Harassment is unwanted conduct related to a protected characteristic. It must have a purpose or effect of violating a person's dignity or creating an intimidating, hostile, degrading, humiliating, or offensive environment for them. Bullying, nicknames, gossip, intrusive or inappropriate questions and comments can be harassment. Excluding someone, not inviting them to meetings or events may also qualify. Victimization. It is when someone treats you badly or subjects you to a detriment because you complain about discrimination or help someone who has been the victim of discrimination. Like, make an allegation of discrimination, support a complaint of discrimination, and give evidence relating to a complaint about discrimination. Now, there are a lot of types of discrimination. First is pregnancy and maternity discrimination. It is when you are treated unfairly because you are pregnant, breastfeeding, or because you've recently given birth, or has a medical condition related to pregnancy or childbirth. You must suffer a disadvantage as a result of the unfair treatment. An example is when expectant women are fired, not hired, or otherwise discriminated against due to their pregnancy or intention to become pregnant. Second, marital status discrimination is when someone treats you unfairly or bullies you because of your marital status or your assumed marital status. Marital status refers to whether you are single, married, divorced, widowed, separated, or in a domestic partnership. Example of marital status discrimination is a landlord refusing to rent to domestic partners because they want a married couple in their property. Third, religious discrimination is treating a person or group differently because of the particular beliefs which they hold about a religion. Typical examples include dismissing an employee because of their religion, deciding not to hire an applicant because of their religion, and refusing to develop or promote an employee because of their religion. Fourth, disability discrimination is when a person with a disability is treated less favorably than a person without the disability in the same or similar circumstances. For example, it would be direct disability discrimination if a nightclub or restaurant refused a person entry because they are blind and have a Fifth, ageism or discrimination based on a person's age. Is stereotyping and or discrimination against individuals or groups on the basis of their age. This may be casual or systematic. Example is when an applicant is not hired because they're either too young or too old. Race discrimination involves treating someone, an applicant or employee, unfavorably because they are of a certain race or because of personal characteristics associated with the race, such as hair texture, skin color, or certain facial features. Race or color discrimination also can involve treating someone unfavorably because the person is married to or associated with a person of a certain race or color. Ching chong and ching chang chong are pejorative terms sometimes employed by speakers of English to mock or play on the Chinese language. Origin discrimination involves treating people, applicants, or employees unfavorably because they are from a particular country or part of the world because of ethnicity or accent or because they appear to be of a certain ethnic background even if they are not. For example, you are harassed because you are Arab or practice Islam or are paid less than other workers because you are a Mexican. Sexism is prejudice or discrimination based on a person's sex or gender. Sexism can affect anyone, but it primarily affects women and girls. It has been linked to stereotypes and gender roles and may include the belief that one sex or gender is intrinsically superior to another. Examples are women are slut-shamed and are always told that they are weak. Divorced, she can't keep a man. Raped, what was she wearing? Doesn't give birth to a male child. It's all her fault. There's no son in her womb. Rich and independent, she's a prostitute. She wants to play some sports. You're a girl. It's too difficult for you. That's not your purpose in life. She speaks her mind. She is bossy. Unmarried in her 30s or 40s, she is irresponsible. Cheating husband, it's her fault. She made him do it. Widowed, she killed her husband to take over his properties. Remarries, she didn't warn her late husband enough. It is really not easy being a woman in this world. Men should be promiscuous, violent, dominant, should not display emotions, and be a feminist ally. Around the world, people are under attack for who they love, how they dress, and ultimately for who they are. In too many countries, being lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, or intersex means living with daily discrimination. This discrimination could be based on your sexual orientation, who you are attracted to, gender identity, how you define yourself irrespective of your biological sex, gender expression, how you express your gender through your clothing, hair, or makeup, or sex characteristics. For example, your genitals, chromosomes, reproductive organs, or hormone levels. How to deal with discrimination. Focus on your strengths. Focusing on your core values, beliefs, and perceived strengths can motivate people to succeed and may even buffer the negative effects of bias. Seek support systems. Get involved. Help yourself think clearly. Don't dwell. Seek professional help. Why is it important to promote equality? Promoting equality and respecting diversity help to ensure that people are valued and have the same access to all opportunities, whatever their differences. The Act also provides protection for individuals who experience discrimination by association with someone who has a protected characteristics. In short, be respectful, understanding, let people live happily, accept them for who they are, and just mind your own business. Know your rights.